Hello, howdy. What is going on? We have to do a little reverse real quick. Because I was jamming out drinking my energy drink. And, yeah, I like to jam out and drink my energy drink before I talk to you guys because I like to drink my drinks, like right before I get to the gym. I have a 22-minute drive, so that helps. But what I used to do, which wasn't actually giving me the full effects of, full effects of the caffeine, was I would drink them like 45 minutes, like before the gym. So 45 minutes goes by. You basically have an hour. This is what I've heard now. I got to do more research myself, but it makes sense. So caffeine kind of digests in your body kind of weird. So every hour, you digest half the caffeine. Let's say it's 200 milligrams like a normal caffeine drink is. In the first hour, you're already done with 100 milligrams of caffeine. You only get the benefit of 100 milligrams of caffeine now. Then it's 50, and then it's 25, and then it's like 12.5, and then 6 point something, and then 3 point, and then you're done pretty much after a while. But the whole point of this is just basically saying how don't conserve how you drink your supplements, right? And how you drink your, everything, right? Like, you need to time these things. That's why pre-workout meals are important. That's why timing your carbs are important. That's why doing all that's important, right? The most timing in the gym wise is going to be your pre-workout meal and your caffeine intake. Other than that, you don't really have to time anything else, like your eating habits. You should have a scheduled program around when you're gonna eat. So it's like you have certain times of where you eat, so you can get all your meals in. Especially if you're bulking or at least maintaining. If you're cutting, it's a little easier. But you kind of also want to still have that time where you're eating at a certain time, so you don't overeat or undereat, whatever. But with that being said, just time your workout, with your everything else, right? Like your day. I always work out around, it's 12:30. I try to get it in a little earlier than this. I don't try to do any later than this currently in my life, which it used to be the exact opposite. It was at 7, 9 o'clock at night. And sometimes it was around 5:30. And then sometimes during when I was in my school and then I was working for I think it was my senior year maybe, or my junior year, I forget which year it was, but what I used to do is I would sorry, I just had a brain fog moment. What I would do was I would wake up at 4 a.m. and then I'd eat my pre-workout meal, which was cereal, which was chocolate milk and I think it was Reese's Puffs. I'd eat that every morning for my pre-workout meal, and then I would drink my pre-workout drink, and then I would go to the gym, and then I'd wake, and then I'd get back from the gym at I was there for an hour and a half, maybe take a shower, and then I would go to school, and then go to work, and then that was my whole schedule. And honestly, that wasn't half bad. I looked kind of fat, I'm not gonna lie, but it was a fun time doing it, because personally, I have a lot of fun when my life is efficient. I'm a productive person. If I'm not productive, even if I'm doing stuff that I love, let's say I'm doing stuff like video games and stuff, if I haven't done what I need to do in a day, I hate it. It sucks. I resent myself for it. It's the worst. So when I'm on something that's time efficient, even if I haven't done anything crazily fun, like play a video game or done something like that, as long as all my other stuff is done, I'm happy and I've had a good day, right? I could play 5 hours worth of video games, but that isn't as fun for me as being efficient in my day, which is really weird. Usually it's the opposite for most people, I'd assume, but for me, I like getting stuff done, man. When I'm able to work, grind, I have fun doing that. That's just kind of how I've always worked. You know, I've always been like when I was in basketball, I was always in the gym for 2 or 3 hours a day shooting shots, and I was a really good shooter. You know, that was one of my best things when I was playing basketball back in my day, was I was really good at shooting. I should have focused on more other attributes than that, you know, a little bit more dribbling, all that other stuff, but, you know, that's just how it goes, man. So, but with that said, I'm going to see you guys in the gym. All right, y'all. This exercise is for people who want bigger boobs than their girl. So pretty much all you're going to be doing is tucking your elbows in when you're doing these and internally rotating the dumbbells rather than having them out, because the more you have your elbows in when you're doing an exercise, the more upper chest you're going to hit. So train 2 sets till absolute failure. Don't be a beta and go to failure the whole time. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you actually want to get those double Ds, you're going to be doing these. That rhymed. But make sure what you're doing is you're going to be going like that in an underhand grip on the way down to get the best squeeze, and then making sure you kind of rotate your hands like that on the way up to get the best stretch on the front delt and the upper chest when you're doing these. But on the bottom, you'll feel more of that lower chest, so you're getting the whole shebang. Now we're going to be doing some ab crunch dips right here. This is just really good for time convenience wise if you want to hit some abs, and also make sure you're hitting your chest and triceps when you're doing these. So just make sure you're doing a slow and controlled leg raise on the way up, and then go dip on the way down. You don't have to keep your legs up on the way up, but just make sure your legs are tucked at least, because that's the way you hit your chest the best on dips. Now, lads, if you want a girl to finally hold your arms in public, well, you have to grow your arms, first of all. You got to have good, meaty biceps. So we're going to be training 2 sets till absolute failure, and we're going to be hitting lateral raises as well, so we're going to be hitting the side delts. But trend failure, don't be a beta. Now we're going to be finishing off the biceps with these rotating curls into a hammer curl at the end when it gets the heaviest and hardest. But, you know, just like I said, train to failure on all your sets. This one we're just going to be doing one set. So 3 quick sets of biceps today and 4 sets of chest total. All right, y'all. We're done. We're done. I feel great. I had a good workout today. Really good workout, actually. Everything felt awesome. My pump was there. Overall, man, I mean, I just had a great time, you know? Everything felt really good during it today. Like, for me personally, so my biggest issue, I think personally, is getting a good pump, like a very good pump. And today wasn't like a decent pump, like better than usual, right? And I'm not sure exactly what it is. I don't know if I have blood flow problems, which definitely isn't the case for other things. But you know what I mean. But also just like I get a great contraction on my biceps and everything, and certain times I'll get a pump, but then it goes away, or I don't look flat, but I don't look pumped, if that makes sense. Like, I'm sorry for this being super shaky on this wave back, but like the thing for me is I can be like pumped, but I don't look pumped. Like, I remember back when I first worked out, like with really light weights, and I might just have to swing more on my exercises or something, because I remember I have a picture of it. My arm size like tripled in size, and I had a vascular look. Like, I had the separation, and I had a bicep like pump, and then also just like overall it was really good look. But like, I used to swing when I used to work out, like kind of what I do now, but like more swinging on the end, like throw out my back now swinging. But maybe that's what I gotta do. I don't know. I know the pump isn't the most important thing. It's really not any indicator of our growth, but everyone likes a pump, you know? Like, everyone loves a pump. Like, that makes your workout 10 times better. So, you know, whatever now. I'm not going to complain about this workout. It is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching me grind. And I want you guys to do the same. I want you guys to grind and go after your dreams, y'all. Don't give up. Never give up. Try everything. I love y'all. Peace out.